Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. So I haven't done a story time in the longest time, and today guys I just thought I would like sit down and chat with you guys and like do a story time. So I'm gonna be telling you of one of the times that I actually went on holiday. I'm laughing because it's really crazy. I wanted a short like weekend holiday, and I didn't feel like I wanted a holiday. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm the most impulsive person in this world. Like it's not, most of my story times will be inspired, will be from an incident that happened from my crazy like impulsiveness. So I told a story ages before about my hair, how I bent my hair off completely. And if you guys haven't watched that, you should go back and check that out. But today I'll be telling you about the mess of a trip. And honestly, you guys, this is the craziest story you're ever gonna hear. So anyway, it's a sort of like a summer afternoon last year. It was a summer afternoon, and I think, no, it's not even last year, it's a year before last year. 2014, 2014 summer. So I'm sitting in my bed just chilling with my my iPad, and like, you know, I'm just chilling, I'm browsing the internet. I don't know what pushed me to go to holidays.com or hotels.com or something, one of those sites where you book a holiday and then they you book a holiday and then it's kind of like a wrap, like the holiday, and you book a holiday through them and you get a hotel through that, you know, that booking. So, and they do deals and all this. I don't know what struck me there. Like, I have no idea how I got to that site. So I'm like browsing. It's a Thursday around 3 it is. So I'm like browsing and like I thought I find this deal on a holiday, and it's a 2 day it's a 2 day weekend away. No, it's a 3 night weekend away holiday, and it's about 700 pounds. Like the whole trip was gonna be like about 500-700 pounds. I'm not exactly sure how much it was gonna cost, but it was a sort of like, it was a hotel. It was a 5-star hotel, the Marine Hotel in I think it is a 5-star hotel. Let me tell the story. I think it's a 5-star, 3-star or 5-star hotel in Ballycastle. That's not too far away from where I stay. It's about it's about 3 hours trip, about 3 hours trip to that place. And so it's very close to the sea, and it's a great holiday destination if you do it planned, not like friggin' off. Yeah, so I'm sitting that day, I come across this deal, and I'm like, oh my god, like, let's go on holiday. I'm talking to my friend was here that day. I'm like, let's go on holiday. My friend is looking at me like, you are crazy. Like, I'm like, yeah, the weekend away, it's gonna be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We come back on Monday morning. Like, this is great. Like, let's go out. And my friend is looking at me like, you are actually nuts. I'm like, okay, if you don't want to go, I'm gonna call another friend of mine, and I'm gonna go with her. So she's like, okay, fine, you know, fair enough, like, I'm gonna go, cause you need protected, you're crazy. My friend believes this anyway, like, you're crazy, you do dumb shit, which I do dumb shit. But so I was gonna call my other friend, like Jane, and then like we were gonna go, like, I'm gonna ask her, like, I'll pay the holiday, I'll pay everything, do you wanna come? Because it was a deal. So anywho, my friend was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna come, it doesn't matter. And so, when are we leaving? I'm like, tonight. What? Like, yeah, I'm like, I just randomly, impulsively, crazily booked the holiday. We have to be there tonight. This is Thursday night. No, sorry guys, it was Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, and then you would leave on, sorry, it was Friday night that this was a Friday, the Friday that I was sitting, because it was supposed to be a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, and then on Monday night, on Monday morning would be returning. So it was a Friday afternoon that I'd sat in my bed and did this stuff. But anyway, so my friend's like, no way. I'm like, yeah, we have to go. How do we get there? I'm like, well, we're gonna go to Europa, which is like, we're gonna get a taxi, go to Europa, then get a train from Europa to point B, get off the train from point B to, we're gonna get a train to Corinne, and then from Corinne we're gonna get a bus to Ballycastle. So this is how we're gonna travel. But do you have anything planned? I'm like, no, just grab everything. I think I had like 70 to 80 pounds on me right then, and I thought, well, that was gonna be enough transport. And so we headed out, and we were like, we're going to Ballycastle. We go into Europa. We get into Europa. I called a taxi. The taxi brought us to Europa. Me and my suitcase, we had packed in within an hour, and we had left. All this while, my friend is just like, you are crazy. Like, you are the nuttiest person I ever know. He's like trying to stop me. I'm like, I'm going anyway. If you don't want to go, I'm gonna go with another friend of mine. So we go to this, where we get a taxi. We get to the train station. We find that the train is gone. We missed the train, and there's only one last bus to Corinne. I don't know, and this is around evenish. I told you when I was sitting down and planning this trip, it was about like 3-ish o'clock. So by the time we get to the train station, it's like 5 o'clock. Okay, this is crazy, and I have to be there like tonight, or I lose all my money, because there's no canceling, which I knew before I booked, but I wanted to do something crazy, and that was what happened. So I was like, we have to go tonight. We cannot not go tonight, because then we miss, like, I don't get my money back. I don't get a refund back. Excuse me, guys. So my friend is like nodding his head the whole time. It's like, you are crazy, you are insane. But we get a bus, because we missed the train, and the bus takes like 2 hours to get to point A. And then when we're in point A, we got to point A. So let's say I was at this train at 5 o'clock. This is just like, it's not the exact times, because I don't know. But we got 5, 6, 7, about 7, yeah, it was exactly that time, about 7, 8-ish, we were at point B, because the bus stops along the way so many times. Around 8-ish o'clock, we're at point A. So we needed to get a bus from point A to point B, which is our destination. So we go into the train station, we go into the bus bus place station, we ask about, and they're telling us we are closed. The last bus just left a few minutes ago. We're no longer like doing any bus services, and you guys. So I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna sleep in the bus stage, but there's nothing, we can't go back, because there's no bus back, and we can't go to our destination, because there's no buses either way. This is what happens when you do crazy things and you just not think about things properly and you just run with it. So we leave, and we are sitting there, and my friend is like, oh my God. So my friend is like, okay, we're gonna we can't even, because I made him leave completely crazy with his clothes that he had on and the few that were in my house, and we're gonna buy the rest right there. And he was like, I don't actually have my bank card on me. So he had no bank card. I had about because we'd paid for the trip, I had about 20 pounds in my account. It was such a crazy, spontaneous, out of nowhere trip that he had nothing. He didn't have his wallet on him even. And I knew this. When we left, I properly knew this. I knew we were going. I told him it's fine, I'm gonna pay for the whole thing. And you know, he didn't want to come anyway, but he was forced because he was like, okay, you're gonna go with another girl and there's gonna be 2 girls of you, and you're all crazy, you don't even know what you're gonna find, you don't know that place that well, you've never been to that place before. So when we got there, he was like, oh shit, we're gonna sleep in the bus stage. At this point, my crazy fun, let's go with it, is like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Then I think, okay, let's ask how much a taxi to point, which is far. Luckily, we find this nice Irish guy, and he's like, you know what, hop on, I will drop you there, and I will, you guys are gonna pay me bus money or slightly above bus money. So I'm like, oh my god, this is lucky. We get a taxi with somebody we didn't know. We weren't sure if he's a taxi driver. Another stupid, really stupid thing to do. And we got that taxi. The guy happened to be a really nice guy. We were chatting the whole way, and which wouldn't be safe at night to just get a taxi. We didn't even go to the taxi rank. We found the face, because we didn't know that place that well. So we found the first taxi that had a taxi sign on top of it, and asked the guy. The guy was like, you know what, there's no transport right now, like I'll drop you guys, don't worry. We get to the hotel. The whole trip just took so many hours. We're at that point A for a long time, trying to figure out what to do. And then when we got to point B, it was about 12. It was about like 11:30 at night. And 11:30, I was thinking, oh my god, when we drop off the taxi, I pay the taxi driver money. I don't have any any money in my bank, because I'm getting paid that Friday night. My pay is coming in that Friday night. So I am like waiting for I forget that I have to wait for my money to come into my account at 12 o'clock midnight. So as soon as I get to the thingy, because I know we have to pay now at the till, I'm like, oh crap, I'm not paid yet. When I see the time, it's 12:30. I'm like, the money comes in at 12. And you guys know, when money comes in at 12, it's not exactly certain that it's gonna come in at 12 o'clock. Like, that is like, it can come in at 1 or 2 or whatever, or sometimes it will take up to the next morning. I'm like, oh, we have to pay before we go in. We have to pay at the till. I'd paid a deposit. No, it wasn't. I'd paid a deposit, like half of the holiday with my card at home, and then I had to pay the other half right when I get to the thing. And I'm like sitting out there, and then I'm like, I'm gonna just talk to the receptionist and tell her I'm gonna pay tomorrow morning. Luckily for us, we got to the reception. The receptionist was like, welcome. I was like, I booked a holiday, but I can't pay right now. Like, can I pay tomorrow morning? She's like, yeah, you paid half. You already paid half, so you can go in, and then tomorrow morning, you guys, when you get up, just come down and pay the thing. I was like, oh, thank you. Which was like, no, we wasn't even gonna require the payment tonight. We're gonna just like, until tomorrow morning, you can pay tomorrow morning. I'm like, that's fantastic. We're taken to our rooms, and we get to our rooms, and honestly, I've never been in any crapper place on earth. First of all, the whole trip from the elevator, from the floor downstairs into the elevator, it was like a homeless shelter. That is literally what it was like. It was so bad inside, like, it's just crazy. It was like, so, it wasn't a hotel. It was either a homeless shelter or like student accommodation with floors. You know how student accommodation is, like, people ruin everything, and it was just messy. On the way up, we met a guy with a dog, and it wasn't a blind dog, a lead or anything. It was just like literally a guy with his dog, and the dog was like all over my bag and everything. And I do not like dogs at all because of the drippy thingy. It's just, and when I don't know dogs, I'm really like, I'm really scared because I've heard so many horror stories of like dogs turning and like biting and all that stuff. So I am like scared, especially if I don't know a dog. A few of my friends have dogs and I'm fine with their dogs because I know them and I know that they're tidy dogs and they're kept well and looked after. But I just don't like stranger dogs. So the dog was all over me and all over my bag, and its saliva was like everywhere. It was just messy. But we got in, the girl brought us to our room. When we got into the room, the carpets were stained and it was just messy. Everything was bolted down to the walls. The TV was bolted down. The shower was a shower and a bathtub in one, and you had to bend down to like shower. It was just a nightmare. Basically, when we got there, it was an absolute nightmare. They promised me Wi-Fi, like free internet. There was no free internet, so I couldn't do any work. I had my laptop and everything. I couldn't do any work. My friend's situation was exactly the same, if not worse. I decided to kind of like swallow in the disappointment and say, well, I'm not going to be here for the hotel room. I'm going to go out tomorrow. I want to see places. I want to do things. And there was a place called Rathlin Island, where it's just like a bird sanctuary. You go bird seeing and bird watching, and tomorrow morning I was looking forward to go do that. So, and we had to get a boat from where we were to Rathlin Island, and I was looking forward to that boat trip. So I was like, you know what, this is a mess, but I could deal with it. The bed covers were white. I'm obsessed. It needs to be white so I know what I'm sleeping on, so it was fine. I take a shower, change up, get ready, get dressed. My friend comes over, we chat, and, you know, then we are like, then he goes and we spend the night there, and tomorrow morning when we get up, he's going on about how crap outside. When I came in last night outside there was a bucket with sponges, dirty water just right outside my door, like literally in the middle of the corridor right outside my door. I don't know whether somebody was cleaning and like forgot to like take that away or something. It was just nasty. It was sitting there. And when I came in that night, I was like, I'm too tired for this. So I slept. In the morning when I woke up, I was like thinking, what the hell do I do? Keep in mind, this is the first ever holiday that I've stayed over, and this is the first ever holiday that I have booked everything and like planned and organized everything. I travel every summer. I travel so much. Like, I love seeing places, so I go a lot around Ireland and I travel to so many places. And I think you guys this summer you're gonna see a lot of videos like my travel, where I travel to. A lot of travel videos. I hope I will do so much traveling this summer anyway. I hope so. So we got there and it was mental. The morning after we wake up, we go to a place where we're meant to get the boat tickets. The boat tickets are they're not selling any boat tickets anymore because the weather is not good and a boat can't go out to Rathlin Island in case of just the weather getting really bad and then there being a problem. So it's not safe for the boat to sail, so we can't go. And there was no other day that we can go after this day because this was the last day of the trip, of the boat trips. And I was like, okay, I don't want to be disappointed like that. I'm just going to try and make the best of what I can make the best of and enjoy the time here. So me and my friend go around town, and I kid you not, the place we were at had a beautiful sea view, beautiful everything. The rooms were a horror. Everything was bolted down and it was horrific to be there. But outside the hotel, it was beautiful. So we chilled there for a while, and my friend had been there before and said there was a beach walk that, you know, we went on that beach walk. It was fine. The next morning we're gonna head into town and like see town and just chill around town. the next morning when I woke up, I found that the town was this small. Like literally, we went out, we walked for less than 20 minutes. We found ourselves right back at the door of the hotel again. It wasn't a big city. There wasn't nothing to see there. It was just a tiny little town. And you had to get a bus from this town to the main city. That's what all the residents there do. And I didn't know all these things. So it was the worst. It was a nightmare holiday. After that day, that was the second day, that the disappointment, like that was on Saturday, that I was like, really? Like, there's nothing. So we have no nice hotel room to sit in, and we have nowhere to go. We're just sitting there. The boat trip can't be taken anymore until Monday, and by Monday we'll be gone. So it was just so horrific. And then on the day before the last day there, on Saturday, the same day, I come back into the hotel, and then I'm telling my friend, I'm actually gonna call the hotel people and complain. I don't have internet. Everything that I was promised, all the advertising, the hotel advertising, everything was lies, because there's nothing. It's nothing like what they advertised for. So I went to the reception and complained. The person at the reception didn't even like say. He was just like, I'm gonna give you a full refund, because he knew how bad. Like, I took him upstairs, I showed him the windows, I showed him the floor. He was like, we're really sorry, I'm just gonna give you a full refund. I'll give you your transport that you used to come here, and if you have the receipts, which luckily I had the receipts on me that day, and then if you I'll give you all the refund of the money you came back here, and whenever you, and money to go back today. If you guys want to go back today, we were like, yes, please, let's go back today. So luckily I got all my money refunded. I didn't lose anything about on that trip. I had learned a really good lesson about like booking things in time and making sure that like you know where you're going and you know what you're getting. You know, adverts online about hotels and stuff can be very deceiving. If you've never traveled before, if you're planning to travel, even if it's just for a weekend away, you want to have the best time. So make sure you do your research about the hotel. I didn't even read reviews about the hotel. You know, I just literally got up and jumped. This is not the best way to go about like going about out to hotels or going out for a weekend holiday away. It was the most stressful weekend of my life. I had to sleep in such a dirty condition. Like, I'm usually like a clean freak. Like, my situation, my space is always like super, super clean. And this was not good for me. It was horrible. So yeah, that's my story, you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Please don't do dumb shit. I'm sure none of you are as dumb as me, but definitely be careful. Don't just take adverts for what they are. I was lucky enough to get all my money back, but you could plan your trip. Know from point A to point B what you're gonna do. Don't get into cars with don't put yourself in a situation where you're gonna get into a car with a stranger, somebody you don't know. Definitely plan things out and make sure you make the right decision. Stay safe. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching. This is such a long video, but yeah, anyway, love you loads. See you guys in my next video.